All right, let's dive into some serious cricket action today.
Yeah, sounds good.
We're going to be looking at a match from the Women's Premier League in 2025.
Okay.
It was the Delhi Capitals versus the Royal Challengers Bangalore.
Oh, wow.
And this one had a little extra spice to it because it was a rematch of the 2024 finals.
Oh, wow.
So, always fun when there's a little history between the two sides.
Definitely.
And we've got this really cool play-by-play article we're going to be using to kind of guide our analysis.
Sounds good.
It's packed with details and commentary, so
Awesome.
it's going to be a fun one.
Well, this match was definitely one to watch,
Yeah.
Both teams came in with wins under their belt from their opening games.
Yeah, that's right.
So the stakes were already pretty high.
Yeah, and I mean, on top of that, you've got that whole rematch element from the finals last year.
Exactly.
Right.
Added layer of rivalry there, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, they were coming off a pretty historic victory,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
In their last match, they chased down a 200-run target.
Which is,
First time that's ever happened in the WPL.
yeah, I mean, that's incredible.
It's pretty remarkable to successfully chase down that many runs.
Yeah?
It takes a lot of depth in the batting lineup and real strategic awareness
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
pull that off.
And I imagine that gave them some serious confidence coming into this match.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to handle that kind of pressure and, stay composed even when you're facing such a big target,
Right,
that says a lot about their ability as a team.
for sure.
And, the Delhi Capitals weren't slouches either.
Oh, no, they weren't.
I mean,
They had their own exciting finish in their last match.
yeah, they pulled off a nail-biter against the Mumbai Indians.
Yeah, it came down to the last ball, I heard.
It did. Last ball victory.
Not much drama.
So both sides were definitely riding a wave of momentum coming into this one.
Absolutely. Set the stage for a real clash of the Titans.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of setting the stage, the Royal Challengers Bengaluru, they won the toss
Okay,
and chose to field first,
interesting.
which I think was a pretty strategic move.
Yeah, why do you think that?
Well, with night matches, there's often a dew factor that comes into play,
Right.
which basically means...
For those who might not be familiar,
Yeah.
the dew factor is basically, as the night goes on, moisture from the air
Exactly.
settles on the ground and on the ball.
Yeah.
And it makes it tougher for the bowlers to grip the ball
Makes it
and
slippery.
easier for the batters to hit.
Yeah, so chasing in those conditions can often be a bit easier.
Makes a lot of sense.
So, I think the Royal Challengers probably had that in mind when they chose to field first.
Smart move.
Now, let's take a look at the team lineups.
Okay.
For the Delhi Capitals, the big news was the return of Cap and Jonassen.
Yeah, those are two big names.
Oh, yeah, they're key players for the Capitals.
Absolutely.
They bring a ton of experience and all-round skills,
Yeah, their presence definitely adds depth to the Capitals lineup.
no doubt.
And on the other side, the Royal Challengers, they had their own dynamic duo
They did.
with Smriti Manthana and Danielle Wyatt-Hodge.
Yeah, those two were a force to be reckoned with last season.
Yeah, their batting partnership was a huge part of the Royal Challengers' success in the previous WPL.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be interesting to see them go up against the Capitals' bowling attack.
Yeah, and let me tell you, they did not disappoint,
Oh, I bet.
especially Mentana.
I was going to say, she's known for being a pretty explosive batter.
Oh, she was on fire in this match.
Okay.
Really targeted those shorter boundaries, maximizing her power hitting, especially during the power play.
Right, and for anyone who needs a quick refresher, the power play in T20 cricket
Yeah.
is the first 6 overs of the innings where only 2 fielders are allowed outside that inner circle.
Exactly.
So it gives the batters more freedom to try and hit those boundaries.
Yeah, it gives them more room to work with.
So Manthana really took advantage of that.
Oh, absolutely, she did. I mean, her timing was impeccable. The strokes were just flowing, and she was racking up runs at such a fast pace.
So she was putting a lot of pressure on the Capitals bowlers then.
Oh, immense pressure.
I can imagine.
She ended up leading the Royal Challengers to victory with a brilliant 81 runs.
Wow, that's an impressive score.
It really is.
And it wasn't just like mindless hitting either, right?
No, not at all.
Like she's known for being strategic,
Yeah, she's got a really good cricket brain.
adapting her game based on what the match situation calls for.
Exactly. She knew when to attack, when to just rotate the strike, keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Right.
She really built a solid platform for her team's innings.
And she's captained it all, right?
She is.
So it must have been really inspiring for her team to see her lead from the front like that.
Absolutely. She's a true leader by example.
Definitely. And we can't forget about Danielle Wyatt-Hodge either.
Oh, no, she played her part too.
Yeah, she and Manthana, they just seem to have this great understanding of each other's game.
They complement each other perfectly.
Yeah, she was rotating the strike effectively and punishing any loose deliveries the Capitals bowlers sent her way.
They really laid the foundation for the Royal Challengers' victory.
Absolutely.
Their partnership was crucial.
Yeah, a great example of how important those partnerships can be in T20 cricket.
Oh, absolutely.
But, while the Royal Challengers batting was on fire, we can't overlook the bowling performance from Renuka Singh
Oh, she was impressive.
for the Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, she was a bright spot for them.
She really stood out even though the Royal Challengers put up such a big score.
Yeah, she kept the batters guessing with her ability to swing the ball both ways.
Oh, wow.
And those slower deliveries of hers were really effective.
Yeah, she seemed to have the Royal Challengers a bit rattled at times.
She did. She kept challenging them, picked up some crucial wickets at key moments.
Yeah, I read that her performance actually earned her the Player of the Match award,
Well deserved.
which is amazing considering the Royal Challengers won.
It really shows how impactful her bowling was.
Yeah, she really made her presence felt.
Even on a day when, one team puts up a massive total,
Right.
a determined bowler can still have a huge influence on the game.
Yeah, for sure. So let's dive into some of those post-match interviews and see what the players had to say about this exciting encounter.
Sounds good.
Because I always find it interesting to hear those perspectives.
Yeah, get a glimpse into their mindset.
Yeah, exactly, like how they analyze their own performance and their opponents and everything.
Yeah, behind-the-scenes insights.
Exactly.
So, first up we have Smriti Mandhana, captain of the Royal Challengers.
All right.
And she was beaming, understandably so.
Yeah.
Proud of her team's resilience, especially praising Ekta Bisht, who had a bit of a rough start to the match.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but she bounced back strong.
That's great.
Yeah.
What did Manthana say specifically about Bish?
Well, she talked about how Bisht adapted her bowling during the match.
Okay.
Found her rhythm and really played a crucial role in restricting the Delhi Capitals.
So she really turned things around.
She did, and I think that speaks to Mankana's leadership as well.
Right.
Backing your players, even when they're having a tough time, that
Yeah.
can make a big difference.
Absolutely. It can really boost their confidence.
Exactly. Instill that belief that they can turn things around.
Okay, so what about Meg Lanning, the Delhi Capitals captain?
Well, she was understandably disappointed with the loss,
Uh-huh.
but she was very gracious in defeat. She acknowledged that it wasn't their best performance, but emphasized the importance of learning from it.
Right.
Taking those lessons into the next match.
Because in a fast-paced tournament like the WPL,
Yeah.
you can't afford to dwell on a loss for too long.
Exactly. You got to bounce back quickly.
Yeah, you got to analyze those mistakes, adapt the strategy, and move on.
Precisely.
So did Lanning mention anything specific about what went wrong for the Capitals?
Yeah, she pointed out that they were missing a couple of key players, Kapsi and Nikki Prasad.
Oh, right.
And, their absence definitely had an impact, particularly in the middle order.
And for our listeners who might not know,
Yeah.
the middle order refers to the batters who come in after the top three.
Exactly.
So they're often responsible for building those crucial partnerships.
Yeah, and accelerating the scoring rate in those middle overs.
Right, so Kapsi and Prasad being out, that must have weakened the Capitals lineup quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially since both of them are known for their batting and their all-round skills.
Yeah, Kapsi's got that aggressive batting style that can put pressure on any bowling attack.
Right.
And Prasad can contribute with both bat and ball.
Yeah, she adds a lot of balance to the team.
Exactly, so their absence was definitely felt.
It makes you wonder,
It does.
what if they'd been fit and ready to play?
That's the big question.
Could they have shifted the momentum in the Capitals' favor?
It's hard to say for sure, but it's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
Patsy's power hitting might have disrupted the Royal Challengers bowlers a bit,
Right.
and Prasad's all-round abilities could have provided more options for the Capitals.
So those what-if scenarios always add an extra layer of intrigue to these matches.
Oh, absolutely. That's part of the beauty of sports.
For sure.
You never know how things might have played out if just one or two things were different.
Absolutely. But, even without those key players, the Delhi Capitals still showed moments of brilliance.
Oh, they did.
Their bowlers, especially Renuka Singh, they never gave up.
No, they kept fighting.
Yeah, and their batters, they put up a good fight despite the pressure from the Royal Challengers.
Yeah, their fighting spirit was evident throughout the match.
Yeah.
Even when the Royal Challengers were building that strong partnership, the Delhi Capitals kept searching for breakthroughs.
And that's what's so admirable about this Capitals team.
Absolutely.
They never let their heads drop.
Resilience and determination.
Yeah, even when the odds are stacked against them, they keep pushing, keep striving for that winning moment.
It's a testament to their team spirit.
Absolutely, and that's what makes them such a compelling team to watch.
Agree. Win or lose, they always put up a good fight.
And that's what makes sports so captivating, right?
Whoa, absolutely.
The human element, the drama, the unpredictability.
It's all part of the story.
Exactly, and I think Danielle Wyatt-Hodge really captured that in her post-match interview.
Oh, what did she say?
She talked about the camaraderie within the Royal Challengers team.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she emphasized the strong bond they share, how welcoming and supportive everyone has been.
That's great to hear.
It's that sense of unity and shared purpose
Yeah.
that often translates into success on the field.
Absolutely.
When players feel supported and encouraged, they're more likely to perform at their best.
Create a positive and empowering environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Where everyone can thrive.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into this thrilling WPL match, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
We discussed how the absence of Capsy and Nikki Prasad might have impacted the Delhi Capitals.
Right.
But what if we flip the script?
Okay.
What strategic choices could the Capitals have made differently?
Even with a depleted lineup,
Yeah, even with a depleted lineup.
to potentially shift the momentum in their favor.
Exactly. Like, what adjustments could they have made to counter the Royal Challengers' momentum?
That's a good question.
Yeah, maybe a more aggressive approach in the power play?
Oh, yeah.
Taking some calculated risks.
Trying to capitalize on those fielding restrictions.
Yeah, maybe a different bowling strategy.
Targeting specific weaknesses in the Royal Challengers batting lineup.
Exactly.
Disrupting their rhythm.
Yeah, because it's those strategic nuances that can really make all the difference
Oh,
in
absolutely.
a closely contested match.
T20 cricket is a game of constant adaptation.
Right?
Teams need to think on their feet, respond to the changing dynamics of the game.
Exactly, and that's what keeps us on the edge of our seats.
For sure.
So as you continue to follow this WPL season,
Yeah.
keep those strategic elements in mind.
Okay.
Pay attention to how teams adapt their approaches.
Analyze those in-game decisions.
Exactly, because often it's those subtle adjustments that determine the outcome of a match.
Absolutely.
And who knows, maybe you'll spot a strategic masterstroke that even we missed.
You never know.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that passion for the game burning bright.
Well said.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
Sounds good. It really shows how important it is for batters to work together like that.
Yeah.
Understanding each other's strengths, knowing when to take the risks and then to support the other batter.
Right.
Wyatt Hodge's ability to hold up her end allowed Mandana to really play her natural aggressive game.
They really did complement each other perfectly.
It was a masterclass in partnership batting.
Yeah, a textbook example.
Exactly.
But let's
Yeah.
shift gears a bit and talk about the Delhi Capitals bowling, because we can't overlook Renuka Singh.
Oh, absolutely not.
She was a game changer for them.
She was phenomenal.
Even though the Royal Challengers were putting up a huge total.
Yeah, her ability to swing the ball both ways kept those batters on their toes.
And she had some pretty deceptive, slower deliveries too, right?
Oh, she did.
I mean, she really mixed things up.
Exactly, and that's what made her so effective.
Yeah, kept the batters guessing.
And she picked up some crucial wickets too,
Yeah, at key moments.
which really put the brakes on the Royal Challengers' momentum at times,
Right, and her performance earned her the Player of the Match award.
which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Considering her team didn't even win the match.
Yeah, it really highlights how impactful her bowling was.
For sure.
All right, so let's move on to the post-match reactions.
Okay.
Always love to hear what the players have to say.
Yeah, you get some great insights
Yeah, exactly.
into their thoughts on the game.
All right, so Smriti Mandana, captain of the Royal Challengers.
Yeah?
What were her takeaways?
Well, she was obviously thrilled with the win.
Yeah?
Talked about how proud she was of her team's performance.
I bet.
Especially Ekta Bisht, who had a bit of a tough start to the match.
Oh, yeah, I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, but she really turned things around.
What did Mandana say about that?
She was really praising Bisht's resilience.
Okay.
Talked about how she adopted her bowling.
Found her rhythm.
Yeah, and ended up playing a key role in restricting the Delhi Capitals.
And that says a lot about Mandana's leadership, too, right?
Oh, for sure.
Supporting her players even when they're struggling.
Yeah, giving them that confidence to bounce back.
Absolutely. So what about Meg Lanning?
The Delhi Capitals captain?
Yeah.
Well, she admitted it wasn't their best performance.
Yeah, understandable.
But she emphasized the importance of, learning from the experience.
Right.
You can't dwell on a loss in a tournament like the WPL.
Especially with matches coming thick and fast.
Yeah, gotta move on quickly.
Analyze what went wrong.
Make those adjustments and be ready for the next challenge.
Did she mention anything specific about what went wrong for the Capitals?
Yeah, she pointed out the absence of Capsy and Nikki Prasad.
Oh, right, those two key players.
Yeah, and she said their absence had a real impact, especially in the middle order.
Which, as we know, is a crucial part of the batting lineup.
Yeah, those middle order batters, they often have to build partnerships and really accelerate the scoring rate.
And with Capsy and Prasad both being all-rounders,
Yeah.
their absence must have weakened both the batting and the bowling.
Absolutely. They bring a lot to the team.
So it really makes you wonder, what if they had been fit and ready to play?
Oh, yeah, it's hard not to think about those what ifs.
Could they have turned the tide for the Capitals?
Possibly, Capsy's power hitting could have put some real pressure on the Royal Challenger bowlers.
Right.
And Prasad's all-round skills could have given the Capitals more options.
It's those unknowns that make sports so compelling.
For sure.
But even without those key players the Delhi Capitals showed, they're no pushovers.
Oh, definitely not.
They had their moments,
They did.
especially Renuka Singh.
Yeah, she was outstanding.
Really kept the pressure on.
And even when things weren't going their way, you could see that fighting spirit.
Yeah, they never eat up.
That's the mark of a true competitor.
Absolutely. And that's why we love watching them play. It's great to see a team with that kind of never say die attitude.
Yeah, it really makes you root for them.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we've talked about the key players, the strategic decisions, and all those what-if scenarios.
Right.
But for me, what makes a sports story truly captivating is that human element.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The emotions, the camaraderie, the personal stories.
It's what makes it relatable.
Exactly. And I think Danielle Wyatt-Hodge, she really captured that in her post-match interview.
Oh, what did she say?
She talked about the team spirit within the Royal Challengers.
Okay.
How welcoming and supportive everyone has been.
Sounds like a great team environment.
Yeah, it really does. And I think that kind of environment can really contribute to success on the field.
Definitely.
When players feel valued and supported,
Yeah.
they're more likely to perform at their best.
It creates a positive atmosphere where
Exactly.
everyone can thrive.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into this WPL match,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Okay, shoot.
We talked about how the absence of Capsey and Nikki Prasad might have impacted the Delhi Capitals.
Right.
But let's flip the script for a moment.
Okay.
Even with a depleted lineup,
Yeah.
what strategic choices could the Capitals have made differently to potentially shift the momentum?
That's a good one.
Like, what adjustments could they have made to counter the Royal Challengers?
Well,
Maybe a more aggressive approach in the power play?
yeah.
Trying to capitalize on those fielding restrictions?
Take some risks early on.
Exactly.
Maybe a different bowling strategy,
Right.
focusing on variations.
Yeah.
Targeting specific weaknesses in the Royal Challengers batting lineup.
Because those small adjustments can make a big difference.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
a close match.
T20 cricket is all about adapting, thinking on your feet,
Yeah.
responding to the situation.
So as you continue to follow this exciting WPL season,
Yeah.
keep those strategic nuances in mind.
Pay attention to those little details.
Exactly, because they often determine the outcome of the match.
Absolutely.
And who knows, maybe you'll spot a strategic masterstroke that we missed.
Always
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that passion for cricket burning bright.
Well said.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
Looking forward to it.